Hey guys, welcome back to another Spider-Man 2 video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the top 5 features that I think we need in this game. It could rather be web swinging features, different types of stuff like that. I want to know your guys' lists in the comments below. What features do you think that we need in the first game? Now, something that just popped into my mind that I didn't write down here was actually symbiote switching. Now, I think that it would be very interesting to actually be able to switch between the symbiote and the classic suit while you actually have the symbiote suit in the first place. If they allow you to have the symbiote suit and then being able to switch back and forth, I think that would be very interesting. And maybe they even have a choice system like Web of Shadows where you can switch in between that and have different endings or different types of moments in the game if you want to be symbiote Peter or classic suit Peter. I think that would be fairly interesting. That's something that I definitely didn't put on this list, but I would love to see something like that. So the official first one that I had is the Loop-de-Loop. I don't know why they didn't have this in the game, and the fact that Miles has like a web swinging type of web line thing, I think that would be very interesting if they could allow you to like loop-de-loop around that web line, or even loop-de-loop around like a pole or something like that, and actually swing and just fucking have all that momentum going upward. That would be very, very nice. That's something that I don't think they had in the first game. I don't think you could do a loop-de-loop. It's actually impossible to do, I'm pretty sure. They don't have that type of physics where you can hold on to the web and it lets you follow all the way through with that web instead of just like, it automatically lets you, go off basically sometimes, unless you like are going at a very slow pace. Then you can hold on to the web, but for the most part, you can't do no loop-de-loops, which is what I want to do. I think sliding would be really, really cool to see. They have something like that in Sunset Overdrive, and I think that they could bring that back, that type of feature, that type of mechanic back into this game and actually do something really cool with it, and even expand the parkour in many ways, which is something that I think needs a bit of tuning up in this next game, or at least some type of like revamp, because the parkour in the first game is really well done. It's really nice. I personally like it. A lot of people think it's a little too slow and whatnot and all that stuff, but personally, in my opinion, I think that the parkour in the first game was really, really good and really, really great. There are some things that they could switch up though and make it a little bit faster, or even again, like I'm saying, let them do the slide thing where you're sliding on like the side of a building and then like you jump over and start doing more parkour stuff. That would just be incredible to see. I think that would be very interesting, and I think sliding would definitely add that extra dimension to parkour. Now this one's a pretty interesting one. I've heard a lot of people actually say it, and it's switching between the regular swinging that they have into a more like a classic / expert mode. So they want you to have like a classic mode for the first two games, like Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's a handful to say sometimes. But of course, in Marvel Spider-Man 2, people want you to have an expert mode where you get to have more physics dynamics. The webs bend a little bit more around buildings. They bend more when you're doing certain things. So it allows the player to be a little bit more advanced with what they want to do and where they want to go. And I think that would be fairly interesting to see. Something to kind of differentiate the web swinging type of difficulty, I guess you could say. And I think I've always been a big advocate for this game's web swinging. There's been a lot of people that have been hating on it recently, saying that it's really stiff, or there's certain things that aren't good about it. But overall, the general web swinging, if you're really good at it, you can do some pretty fucking badass things, in my opinion. There's some clean web swinging that you can do, and personally, in my opinion, it's already great as it is. But if they do add that extra layer, that extra element of having an expert mode where you're doing things that are a little bit more realistic, I think that would be very interesting in this game. I would love to see something like that, because I would personally use it probably all the time. I love what they did for the first two games, but I think that having an extra mode where it's a little bit different, where it feels like it's more realistic and you're just dropping more and you're kind of swinging harder, that'd be really, really cool to see. The next one I want to see is the double air swing, or the double arm air swing. So you're basically doing two arms at the same time. They don't have like a mechanic like that or a feature like that. I think that would be really cool. Or even slingshotting in midair. That would be so badass. I'm pretty sure they have that in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they don't have that in this game, at least from what we know so far. But it could be a really cool way to have the web swinging type of mechanics be upgradable, where you're like swinging around and then you could latch onto some buildings and then like slingshot yourself. That would be fucking amazing. I would love to see something like that, and I think that they could really pull something off. Pretty cool. The next one and the last one is the wall crawling. The wall crawling needs a rework, 1000%. There are some surfaces in this game, it pisses me off. Rather, you can't like shimmy your way through it, even though you're literally basically flat on the wall crawling. You can't shimmy yourself through this little tight fucking space, or you can't go from one surface to the next surface. And just because the surface is slightly different, you can't walk on it. It pisses me off so bad, especially at the construction zones too. When you're going through, those are probably going to be like already made buildings, maybe in the next game, but if they have more construction buildings and whatnot, when you're going up and trying to like stealth take down some criminals and whatnot, you can't wall climb right there unless you like jump off and then you go on again. It's so clunky and sluggish. That's the one thing I hate about the Spider-Man game, or at least the first two. Like genuinely like despise, like it's the wall crawling. So they really need to rework that. I think that even being able to run down too is just something that everybody wants to see, and that would be really, really cool to see. I don't know a single person that wouldn't oppose being able to run down the wall, because it just adds that extra element of fucking verticality and web swinging and of course movement within the game. And I think that just running down, jumping off, and webs, oh shit, that would be so goddamn cool. I would love to see something like that. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I know these features were kind of basic in many ways, but I think that's something that a lot of people would want to see in the next game. Personally, I want to see them too. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.